Welcome to our 360 Degrees Consulting audio summary. Please make sure to subscribe to our channel, like and share this post with your friends and colleagues.
Welcome to the audiobook summary of The Myth of Normal, Trauma, Illness, and Healing in a Toxic Culture by Dr. Gabor Maté. In this book, the author challenges the idea of what is considered normal in our society and how this idea can be damaging to our health and well-being. The author argues that many of the conditions we face as a society, from addiction to chronic disease, are rooted in trauma and societal pressures to conform to an idealized version of normalcy. Chapter 1. The Illusion of Normal. In this chapter, the author argues that our society has created an idealized version of normalcy that does not exist. This idealized version of normal is based on cultural norms and societal expectations, which can be harmful to our mental and physical health. Chapter 2. Trauma and its lack of recognition. The author discusses the impact of trauma on our health and well-being. He explains that childhood trauma, in particular, can have lifelong consequences for our health. However, trauma often goes unrecognized and untreated, which can lead to further problems down the road. Chapter 3. The Trauma Spectrum. In this chapter, the author describes the various forms of trauma and how they impact our health. The author argues that trauma is not limited to extreme events like physical abuse or war. It can also be caused by more subtle events like neglect and emotional abuse. Chapter 4. The Body Says No. The author explores the link between physical illness and emotional trauma. He argues that many chronic diseases, such as autoimmune diseases, are linked to emotional trauma and stress. The author encourages us to listen to our bodies and pay attention to physical symptoms as a way to identify and address underlying emotional issues. Chapter 5. The Mind-Body Unity. In this chapter, the author further explores the link between emotional and physical health. He argues that the mind and body are interconnected, and emotional issues can manifest in physical symptoms. The author encourages us to take a holistic approach to our health and address emotional and physical issues together. Chapter 6. Embracing Painful Emotions. The author emphasizes the importance of acknowledging and processing painful emotions as a way to heal from trauma. He encourages us to embrace our emotions rather than suppress them and offers practical advice on how to do so. Chapter 7. The Addicted Society. The author explores the link between addiction and trauma. He argues that addiction is not a choice or personal failing, but rather a response to deep emotional pain and trauma. The author encourages us to approach addiction with empathy and understanding rather than judgment. Chapter 8. The Politics of Health. In this chapter, the author discusses the impact of social and political factors on our health. He argues that poverty, inequality, and other societal factors can contribute to poor health outcomes. The author encourages us to advocate for social justice as a way to improve our collective health. Chapter 9. Compassionate Inquiry. The author provides practical advice on how to cultivate self-compassion and self-care in our daily lives. He introduces the concept of compassionate inquiry, which involves asking ourselves compassionate questions as a way to understand and heal from our emotional pain. In conclusion, The Myth of Normal, Trauma, Illness, and Healing in a Toxic Culture is a powerful call to action to challenge societal norms and embrace our true selves. By acknowledging the impact of trauma and embracing self-compassion, we can break free from harmful cycles and find true healing and well-being. Thank you for listening to the audiobook summary of The Myth of Normal, Trauma, Illness, and Healing in a Toxic Culture. We hope this summary has provided you with valuable insights and inspiration for your own journey of healing and self-acceptance.